Welcome into Hey Dylan. I'm your host Dylan. This is the show where I talk to my favorite people about our favorite things. Richie and Shay join the program today for another great episode. We're covering everything from what we're expecting from the newest season of White Lotus to Super Bowl reactions, figuring out where we went wrong, where we went right with our picks. And at the very end, we are going to do a draft of UFC fights we'd love to see in 2025. Big fans of the UFC. So that's a great conversation. Thanks so much for tuning in. Like, subscribe, do all the things, hit that bell, whatever. I'm glad you're here. Let's get into it.
Hey Dylan, thanks for taking my call.
Hey Dylan, big fan of the show.
Huge fan of the show, love what you're doing.
Such a big fan of the show. I'm so glad to have a minute of your time.
Hi, Dylan. Thanks for having me.
Dude, Dylan.
Look, I cannot help you. I'm sorry. It's not hard to understand, okay? So here's my thought. You would be crazy to think that. Welcome into Hey Dylan. I'm your host, Dylan Berry here. I got my two very special guests. As always, Shay Real, Richie Becerra. Richie, how you feeling this Wednesday? We're a couple weeks out from Survivor. Like, we got to talk about that.
We're getting close, man. It snuck up.
Dude. Yeah. And Shay, how do you feel about the end of football and the beginning of everything else?
I don't know. It's weird, man. The NFL really doesn't I'm not crying over the football being over, I don't think. I think I'm more just so excited for ASU to come back.
Wow.
So next year. So I guess I'm more looking forward to that. But I love college basketball. I love March Madness. So we're starting to get into the swing of that, and NBA will hopefully start ramping up here soon. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean it's Wednesday after the Super Bowl, so it's like everything has kind of died down from it all. I guess, how do you guys feel now, separated from it? Because I know for me, I was big on the Chiefs, and we could talk about our bets too. I think we all did pretty decent, if we're honest.
Yeah.
Which is good. It's not like, we struck out there. I mean, I got lucky towards the end for sure, but it is what it is. I guess, the day after the Super Bowl, Richie, I don't know if you did this, but my first inkling was to watch the 18-minute highlight video of the Falcons and the Patriots Super Bowl.
Oh.
Because while I was watching the Super Bowl, Patrick Mahomes was sacked 6 times. The offensive line, he struggled. Of course, the stat sheet doesn't show that because of the garbage time. But he was just taking a lot of hits, and it did just feel like, dang, he couldn't get anything going. But when you watch the Falcons game, dude, Tom Brady took so many big hits in that first half of that Falcons game. And when we were at my Super Bowl party, there was hope and thought that is Patrick Mahomes going to make his big Tom Brady 28-3 moment happen? And it didn't. And I don't know, is it crazy that it does feel like more that the Chiefs lost than the Eagles won? Or do you feel like the Eagles won, not the Chiefs lost?
I felt like the Eagles just won that game. I mean, I think also Mahomes obviously played terrible, but I mean, from start to finish, the Eagles' defense was, I think, if you could give the entire defense MVP, I think they would have gotten MVP.
Yeah.
But it was built to the entire game.
Hey.
No, I agree with Richie. I think I don't know. I listened to some podcasts and some clips on YouTube of the Monday morning sports shows, and to me I felt like people were making it too much about the Chiefs didn't do this or the Chiefs didn't do that, and I just felt like maybe people weren't giving the Eagles the credit they deserved and the love they deserved. Yeah. I think they won that game. They came out and they smacked the Chiefs in the mouth, and they didn't know how to respond to it. And, we see it too often, especially it seems like maybe against teams or quarterbacks like Mahomes, where a team will come out and smack them in the mouth, but then they let their foot off the gas.
Yeah. Which is what the Falcons did. Which is what the Falcons did. I was reminded of that. Holy crap, did they blow that?
And the Eagles did not let their foot up off the gas, really. I mean, they just kept going, and all the credit in the world to the Eagles. I mean, granted, the Chiefs didn't play well, I think that was the result of the Eagles playing so well.
Yeah, and I think the Chiefs just have main character energy because they have this. They were back-to-back champs. They're Hey, we're the best. Like they're like when the Warriors lose to the Raptors, it's like, yeah, the team that kind of takes down the dynasty doesn't always get the credit. But like I just as much see the Eagles back here next year as I would the Chiefs. Like the Eagles more so even. Yeah,
I think a lot of it too is that because there was so much stigma the entire season and playoffs about the Chiefs getting favor from the refs, and I think this is the one game that was the most fair called. And I mean, in my eyes, they get a fair called game, and this is how they might have played most of the season and playoffs.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah. Does Richie? I know it's February, and I believe 2024. Timothy Chalamet was your coldest white boy of the year. Is Cooper DeJean? Is he an early contender? Because I don't think anyone had a bigger day than Cooper DeJean, just because it's his birthday and a pick six. Like, dude, Tom Brady threw a pick six in that Atlanta Falcons Super Bowl as well. It was crazy how parallel these two games were. I mean,
dude, I forgot he threw a pick six.
Yes, dude. It was like honestly, that first half, the scoreboard didn't show it because maybe clock management or something, but the Patriots looked way more beat up, but they all seemed like they were still in it, which is crazy. And I don't know why I just immediately went to that comparison, but I'm just sad that my team had like 4 wins this year, so that's hard. But Cooper DeJean,
I mean, I think he's definitely an early favorite. I think what's going to suck for him is that there's such a big gap until he plays again.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of white boys.
I think we have a couple white boy quarterbacks that if ASU has a good season, the Patriots have a good season next year, we got a couple other contenders that might steal that from him.
Timmy gets that Oscar in March, then shakes things up. Maybe Jack Harlow makes a comeback. He was 2020 white boy of the year, I think.
I might sprinkle on Sam Levin, man. He wins that Heisman, and
dude, you do have that locked and ready to go. I guess to recap the bets, I mean, how do we bounce back from a heads or tails loss like that? I mean, like Shay, obviously you said it, but you also you say it, but then you have that to lean back on. That I said we should do tails, not heads.
It is what it is. I feel like every time we lose, we go heads. I don't know why.
All right. Well, we have this documented a little better this year.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do the other side next year. I don't know. Let's also talk about, as a network, as a, kind of like you guys are kind of like my executives, if you will. But how do we feel Cody did on the DBN? Let's keep it real. It's a boardroom meeting. How quickly do we get him back here? Did you feel like he was comfortable?
I feel like he was comfortable. Excuse me. I feel like he was comfortable. I won't take any more advice betting wise from him, but I thought he did well.
Yeah.
He has podcast experience before,
He does.
like you mentioned, 7 seconds or less. But I feel like for Cody, he's got to have a specific topic to talk about.
Yeah. And there's something to be fired up about.
Yeah, something to be fired up about, something to talk about. And I think he said it himself. Maybe he said just give me a topic and I'll riff on it.
Mm.
I don't think. Maybe he's not as well coming in here and just with no game plan. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Yeah, good bob and weave. Yeah, we got.
I definitely thought he did really good. I think he brought great energy, which is something you hope that a guest brings on.
Yeah.
I think you definitely bring him back. I think you got to let him sit and digest a little bit more. We can't bring him back too soon.
No, I agree. Maybe NBA playoff time.
Whoa,
for sure.
Yeah. I mean, he was itching, and I was calling his bluff. I was like, "Oh, you really want to come on? All right, we're gonna get you on. We're gonna get you on." And then he was great. And yeah, Richie, you went to bed, but we stayed on the call for another hour.
At least, dude. I had a parlay during it.
Trey's like, "You still recording?" Yeah, absolutely nuts. One thing I wanted to hit on last week was the fact that Shay, you went to the Sphere, and there's big Sphere news today that the Backstreet Boys has a residency in Vegas, After
I know.
they've already had residency in Vegas, a successful one. Now they're hitting the Sphere. With what you've seen it done, like how do you see that working out? I mean, they're clearly
I
going for
don't
an
know, man.
audience.
They're clearly, dude. They refuse to book any like present day stars.
Yeah.
Dude, I think Backstreet Boys will do numbers. They're definitely targeting like a demographic of like nostalgia,
Yes.
and I mean, clearly it's working. I mean,
Yeah.
Dead and Company's added more shows. The Eagles are adding more
Dang.
shows. I know U2 during their initial run they added more shows. So like something's clearly working there. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's something I'd go see. Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe.
I'm curious how that's. There are a lot of seats in there. That's a big old.
Dude, it's way bigger than you think it is.
Yeah, it's massive.
But I can't. With that being said, I can't wait to go back.
Yeah. Richie, who's your dream show at the Sphere, you think?
Dua Lipa.
Hey,
Hey, on
wow.
the big
No
screen.
Just
hesitation.
make her
brother.
life size. Wow. Oh my gosh. Honestly, or
It would sound
just-
like the pound in there, brother.
Honestly, you don't. She doesn't even need to perform. Just do that one video of her dancing down the mic stand. Just play that video on loop for like 3 hours.
Let David Gray make a
at
little appearance.
Oh wow! All right, a little parade action. I mean,
Hey, but hold on, Dylan. Dylan, not to interrupt, but you went,
yeah,
dude. It's weird. Like when you first walk in, you kind of feel like the air feels different.
yeah,
Like even like around the concession stand, like not even in the actual theater yet. It just feels odd.
yeah. It kind of
And then
feels.
like this, like going up.
It felt like Tomorrowland ish to me. Like very
Yeah, that's
like
what I told Lexi.
yeah,
That's what I told Lexi. And like even going up the escalators, dude, the escalators were like super high and like, yeah, man, it feels weird in there. And then like obviously you sit down and yeah, no, I recommend it for those who watch it. Go to the Sphere.
yeah. I wasn't super high up. Were you at a spot where you felt it was pretty steep? Because
We were in the 400s, but we weren't like steep.
okay,
But I could see how like the higher you get, the worse it gets for sure.
yeah.
Because I know they have sections where you're not allowed to stand up.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. But didn't you also just
Yeah,
feel like, I mean, I saw the nature documentary, or not documentary, Postcards from Earth. And it was kind of like soaring over California times a billion, where you were just
Oh yeah.
you were just seeing like the world, like you saw U2 stuff where they were like I didn't see that cube sci-fi type stuff. It was a lot
Correct.
more
Yeah.
just yeah.
This was definitely
Nature.
more like trippy and like, yeah, like I couldn't imagine like a Dead and Company show in there.
I wonder if
It's-
they have to have a protocol for like people who do drugs there, because like
They have to. They have to.
I
bro.
wonder what they do, because like there got to be people who like freak out or
Well, dude, did you see that video of the guy on Instagram at the EDM show there?
no.
At the like they're doing like an EDM type run there right now, and supposedly it's awesome. But there was a guy that people were filming who obviously he had been on shrooms and like he was in the crowd like screaming, crying.
Jeez.
Jeez.
But I could see how that it could do it to you for sure.
Oh my gosh.
Especially if you have a bad trip, it would be the worst thing imaginable in
Well,
there.
even if you're not taking anything, it is just it's almost like looking at the Grand Canyon. I don't know if you guys been to the Grand Canyon, but like you know how that's like
I've never been.
dude, it's actually kind of a big headache, because it's a huge hole in the ground and you've never seen something so big, and like that's what the Sphere is like too. It's just so overwhelming. But it's also
Yeah, it was
gorgeous.
crazy.
Yeah. I think they're going for people who they think have money. We've talked about that. Like people who
Correct.
like the Eagles
Correct.
are older and more like they have a lot of money they can throw away.
Same with Dead and Company. Same with U2. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, they're not bringing. They're not bringing. I can't even think of an example.
Yeah. And it sounds like the UFC will not
They're
go
not bring-
back, but I don't know if that's just a
they're not-
bluff.
Gucci Mane's not doing a show at the Sphere.
Hey, I'd be there.
Gucci Mane. Yeah, who would be the most like obscure artist that would actually be pretty? I mean, dude, Tyler the Creator would probably go nuts there. That'd probably be scary.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
That'd be
If
terrifying.
What
Chance
about
just played like his first two mixtapes,
Acid Rap?
yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Action Bronson. I don't know. Yeah, no, it's cool. Go. If you haven't been, go.
Yeah, and so if it's not Fallout Boy, wow. If it's the Backstreet Boys right now, in 10 years it'll be Fallout Boy. Right? Like that's maybe our equivalent.
They should be the Killers there.
I mean, the Killers are still doing. I mean, dude, they're doing a festival in Arizona. I think next weekend, or it's this weekend.
Yeah, I think the Innings Festival.
Yeah, with like Mumford. It was like a decent little lineup.
Yeah, it was. I saw that.
What was it called?
Innings.
Extra innings.
Extra
Or
innings.
something like that, yeah.
Where's that at?
Tempe Beach Park.
Tempe Town Lake, or whatever.
Dude, I think that's where I saw my first concert. It was a Super Bowl. It was the Saturday before the Super Bowl. It must have been 2007. Was that Patriots Giants?
Dang.
I think that was it. And it was the Counting Crows.
Who was it?
The Counting Crows.
Ooh.
Yes.
I'd go see the Counting Crows.
Hey, they might be decent at the Sphere. That's so funny. Yeah, wait, where is it? Oh, no, that's not it. Oh, yeah, Fall Out Boy, The Killers, All American Rejects, Neon Trees, Boys to Men, Jack's Mannequin.
That's not bad.
Hey,
Did they add a second weekend?
They have like 3 weekends
No,
of that festival. They just have different people every weekend.
Oh,
I think
wow.
All American Rejects are in Vegas this weekend.
Beck. Dude, All American Rejects might go hard.
We put their radio station on at work every now and then. It's not bad.
Dude, if the All American Rejects, if they say, you know, like, hey, we're gonna play something from our new album, that's when you go get beers. Like, that's the right. I mean, that's like, no offense, you know, like, but you know the song. We want you to move along, you know, dirty little secret. We it ends tonight. Just those are the ones we want. If you got something new, man, I'll hear it on my Explore page.
That's a good one.
Yeah, no, that's pretty funny. Another thing happened last weekend. Richie, your boy, Drickus, DDP.
3-time, baby.
Yeah, he beat Sean Strickland in a decision. Pretty boring fight, would you say, or just dominant, or?
I mean, I just.
I mean, you liked it.
He broke the dude's nose. Like anytime there's blood like that, I like those fights, but
Yeah.
I like that he wasn't on the ground
did you see what,
wrestling, laying on top of him like some of these other fighters do. So.
Hey, did you see what Dreyfus or Sean Strickland's coach said today?
I
or the other day?
did. I did see that, and I was just watching his response to it too. I think it was today.
What did Strickland say?
Strickland, I mean, he was just like, I don't know. He said that he's not going to have him in his corner anymore, and he's like, I don't know why he had to go on the podcast and do that. And he said that this was the hardest training camp and yada yada yada, kind of all the stuff. Because I mean, his guy said he had staff like 2 weeks ago, and it was a hard camp. And then, yeah, his coach said that he was sleepwalking in the octagon, like he was just not there.
Well, dude, I mean, I don't know if you saw in between rounds, like. Nixick was like begging him to do something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Strickland was just like blowing him off. And even like DC and Michael Bisping were like commenting on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, it's wild. It's crazy, like no other sport would a coach just go on a show like that and do that. But also, I imagine for that coach, Eric Nixick, I believe is his name. You kind of like
he lives down the street. He lives down the street from me.
Oh, I bet. Probably a friend of the network then. But but like I bet he's probably like, I guess in that business you want to still show you want to coach good fighters and you want to still show you're a good coach.
But it's also like Sean Strickland's he's not a kid. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He's done this like several fights out of his last few fights where he fights this way, and it's like it's got to be infuriating as a coach.
Yeah, and like it's hard. I mean, I think he should probably go away for a little bit. Like I don't really need to see him like main eventing for a while. Like he kind of over his shtick anyway. Like, and yeah,
I mean he'll be on a fight night pretty soon. Honestly,
yeah.
Hey, the Apex ain't too far from his house.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's wild. I I don't know. We talked about like I don't have a lot of favorite champions right now. I mean, it was cool to see Zhang Weili get a great win, dominant win when she was an underdog,
dominant win.
and it was like,
I
dang,
can't
this was
believe they
a
gave us
great.
Sahara plus money, bro. That was crazy.
Yes, that was one where it was like, ooh, that's great. It kind of did feel like maybe Izzy last week, the weekend before, where it was like, oh man, this is a good price for Izzy.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, and the Zhang Weili, like her odds kept going, like the money kept getting better and better.
Yeah. And really, maybe the first round was shaky, but after that, like it was still, it was all Weili. So that was pretty sick. But it is February. I think there's only one pay-per-view card that's announced from here on out. And that's Pereira Ankalaev light heavyweight championship. So there are fights that are scheduled, but I thought we'd do a quick UFC fights we'd love to see in 2025. Because whether they're possible with injury or schedules or timing, we can kind of throw that out the window. But just matchups we'd like to see in no particular order. We might have some overlap with fighters here. But Richie, I want to start with you. Do you have a fight in mind? What division? Who you got?
Yeah. I mean, I think the number one that I would want to see, and I mean, he's been calling him out the last 2 times. I would love to see DDP and Pereira fight, and I think a lot of people wouldn't give him any sort of odds to win at all. But I think he's got a great shot, and I mean, both of them don't really have any competition right now in their respective classes. It seems like, so why not have DDP go up or Alex go down or whatever, and have them duke it out?
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I wonder what that line would be because I do think they would have to go up to light heavyweight because, Alex Pereira was having a tough time getting down to middleweight. He's much more comfortable there. But he's also like, he wants to fight John Jones, which I kind of like that too. But I agree. I think, but actually, no. One thing that drives.
What about DDP and Hamza? You're going to scoop over Hamza?
That's what I'm saying. Is I think.
What's that?
He just gets staff. He has a fight and then he gets staff. Every time.
but you're right. But again, his problem is, I mean, at some point you can't just keep catering to him on where he can fight. But it is like a true like obstacle. He can only fight in certain places.
Yeah.
Well, my thing with like a DDP situation is like we've only seen him beat 2 middleweights technically for his title. Like, he beat Izzy and he's beat Sean twice. Like, I feel like you got to beat a bunch of guys in your division to be able to be like, all right, I'm going up or I'm going down for double champ. Like, that happened with Conor McGregor because he was Conor McGregor. But I really just think, like, dude, clean out your division. I liked what Kamaru Usman did. He was just like, he could knock out or he would beat anyone in the welterweight division for that couple-year stretch there. And that was like, to me, he's one of the greatest fighters of the last 5 years or so because he did that. That's what I want to see out of DDP is like he beat a Robert Whittaker. That's sick. But like, yeah, I want to see him just fight more middleweights. Hamza is, almost there. But dude, Bo Nickel's middleweight too. Let's throw Bo Nickel into DDP. Let's just do it.
His last fight was so underwhelming.
Yeah, it's tough. Tough to say. But yeah, no, I actually did write down that matchup too. I like that one. But I have other options too. Shay, what's a matchup you'd love to see?
I would like to see conventional wisdom says obviously Tom and John for the heavyweight, but I'm gonna go a different route. I think an exciting fight I'd like to see this year would be Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev.
Wow, you want to see it?
Okay,
I want to see that because I think Ilya's getting to the point where I know he hasn't beat everybody in his division, but I think he's going to run through everybody in that division. And Islam is, I mean, he hasn't beat everybody, but he's beat Charles Oliveira, he's beat Sarukian, he's beat
Volk. He beat Volk.
He's beaten Volk twice.
Yeah.
That's the fight I like to see because I think
Moicano.
at those lighter weights, I don't think anybody on the feet is gonna be able to keep up with Topuria.
Yeah,
and I think, dude, Islam obviously he's gonna eventually wrestle you and grapple you to death, but dude, he's getting more and more confident standing up.
Yeah, and Khabib did too towards the end too. Khabib could throw towards the end. Yeah.
dude. And Islam was, I mean, he went toe to toe with Dustin for 4 rounds,
Yeah,
standing up. I
Hmm.
mean, that's a fight I'd love to see
yeah,
because, like I've said it to you guys, like I think I'm becoming more and more of an Islam guy, and dude, I think he's a tremendous fighter, and I think he'd beat Ilya. But yeah, I'd love to see that fight.
yeah. I agree with you, but I also do think Ilya. I want to see him clean up that featherweight division. And yeah, like Islam, it's crazy with Islam. I feels like he doesn't have too many just straight up matchups because Volk has stepped in so many
Hmm.
times, and even Moicano stepping in.
Because like the who we thought were like the up and coming lightweight guys,
Yeah,
like they all lost to gatekeepers.
yeah,
Like Fiziev lost to Gaethje,
yeah,
uh, uh, Saint Benoit lost to Dustin.
yeah.
So like, who else is coming up now? He's
Yeah.
beat everybody,
Hmm.
or
No.
maybe he goes up. Maybe Islam goes up. I don't know.
Yeah, dude, Islam versus Bilal is interesting to me too. Both of those wrestlers, like you'd think they'd have to scrap or something. Otherwise, Bilal's got maybe the weight advantage, maybe not the jump shot advantage.
Correct.
Actually, I mean, I think Khabib and his boys play like tackle basketball, so they got something else going on. My fights, I mean, I do think John and Tom is like the obvious one, and
Yeah.
maybe we can just leave that off. But mine is definitely more popular. It doesn't really have to do with title implications or whatnot. It's just a fireworks matchup, and it's the lightweight division. And I want to see Paddy Pimblett and Dustin Poirier fight. I think
That'd be a great
I
fight.
think it's been too long to see Paddy, and Poirier's coming into his last couple fights. I bet that line would be pretty close to even. And I just think those two would be fire. Give them 5 rounds, make them a co-main event on a pay-per-view
Ooh.
somewhere.
You think Patty's earned
Um,
that to like jump that many people though and fight him? Because isn't Dustin still ranked pretty high?
Yeah, but I think Dustin has like 1 or 2 fights left
that's
in
what
him,
I'm saying.
if
Yeah.
Is
that.
Dustin can't? I think he's even said that he doesn't know he can make a run to the title again. So like,
Hmm.
if he's just looking for dudes to scrap and whatnot, I don't know Patty's injury situation. We haven't seen him in a long time. Um, but yeah, maybe there's a fight before that, Richie. I do think that's a good point. For
Yeah.
Patty, I just want to see Patty active again, and I want to see Poirier. And I love that the UFC has done fights like Poirier and Gaethje or Holloway and Gaethje,
Hmm.
where it's just like, oh my gosh, these two, like, this is gonna be chaos when this happens. I just think Patty would be. Let's put him in there with a guy who's created fireworks in the octagon, and I think like we could see something good there. With grappling, with striking, with like I think a crazy hype week. I just think that Salt Lake City all over. I could see it. I can see it. I don't know when that is. I don't know. I just see it.
Well, dude, I think they just announced Miami is the next pay per view for 315 or 14.
Like 14, yeah.
Maybe do it in Miami.
Hey, maybe. Let's see. I got Montreal as 315.
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right.
314. Maybe that's the one.
Yeah, I
Is
think so.
Miami, yeah. Which I feel like they did Miami last year and this
Yeah,
time
they've
here
done
too.
Miami the past couple years.
That's always a fun one. All right, Richie, you got another one?
Yeah, and I honestly saw this one today. I was scrolling through Twitter. Somebody, obviously, one of them makes them up and says breaking, like this fight scheduled. Obviously, it's not scheduled or anything, but Zhang Wei Li versus Shevchenko. I think that would be a great fight if you could
Oh
get
yeah, it'd be a
if you
banger.
could get
They
Wei
were
Li
talking
to
about it.
go up. And this might sound crazy. I think you could make that the main event, not a co-main. Make that the main event,
Yeah.
and I think they both earned it.
Yeah, no, I think that's main event worthy.
Oh, for
I
sure.
mean, if
Sure.
yeah, like Juliana Pena and Amanda Nunes that was main event stuff too. Those are two like of the best female fighters currently, right? Like,
Ever.
and
Yeah,
I mean, I feel like Wei Li would be pretty small though. Like,
she'd have to
I,
gain, but the
yeah,
speed that I think she would have would help her.
yeah, yeah. No, I like that fight. I think that's
I
a
like
good
it.
one to make. All right, Shay.
I thought about it earlier, and then I looked up some stuff online earlier. A fun fight that I would enjoy. They've already fought before, but it was kind of a fluke. Let me get a BMF
Ooh,
bout Let's go Max Holloway, Charles Oliveira.
Yeah,
Oh, all right, all right.
I like that.
I like that.
They fought before flyweight, but I think someone got hurt. I don't remember exactly, but I don't think it went to a decision or anything. But make it a lightweight, have Max Holloway move up again, and
Hmm.
I think that'd be a banger fight. I mean, you've seen obviously Charles is so good on the ground, but dude, he's not afraid to throw him either. So.
Yeah.
I think given the circumstances, I think he'd be more inclined to stand and throw. But I think that'd be an awesome. I think anytime you get like Max Holloway with like an upper tier echelon
Hmm.
guy, like I think that brings something out of him. And yeah, I think that'd be an awesome fight.
Yeah, I love that. I like those. I like those two. Like that's a fan favorite. Like
Yeah.
that'd be
Yeah,
insane too.
exactly.
Like the hype behind that would be nuts. Like
Like
that could
like
be.
international fight week. Yeah, do it then or something.
That's
Or
five. That's a 5 round fight too. Yeah, I like that one. Max Holloway and dude, I mean, it's just crazy how fast these fighters like could rise or fall, and so you just want to see him in like some.
Hmm.
It's funny, like some of the it's like lightweight is so Islam is clearly the top guy that like it's almost just like man, we just need to see awesome fights at lightweight. I
That's like
think
one of the
I
most
yeah.
fun weight classes for sure.
totally
Oh, for sure.
Biggest
Yeah,
totally.
range
I
for
have
sure.
too, deepest, and
yeah, I have another one. That's lightweight too, which maybe I'll say, maybe I won't. But I'm gonna go with bantamweight, and I want to see Sugar Sean O'Malley fight Corey Sandhagen. I
Oh,
like.
come on.
I
so I
think
saw something today that one might be the next one they schedule. I don't know if it's
that
true or
that
not, but
that definitely in the works. And you know what,
hmm.
Marab is cleaning up that division, and I do love it. I do think Sean needs to earn
For
his
sure.
way back. I don't think
I agree.
he
I
can't
agree.
just get a rematch. Maybe he's a late
Hmm.
replacement type rematch or whatnot, but I like Sandhagen and O'Malley because I think they're both just lanky guys. I love Sandhagen. He's a
Hmm.
great fighter, and I just think those two could mix that up real well. Like stylistically, they seem so similar, but so different. And I think Corey would come out on top of that one. What if he's underdog? I would take Corey.
Oh,
So yeah, easy. But so hopefully that does get announced. It's that one feels the most likely of all the ones that I have.
hmm.
Because I mean, you're not going to throw Sean against Umar right now, are you?
No, yeah,
No.
not Umar's gonna have to like probably fight someone who's like a 5'6'7" again. Yeah, but ultimately, I am now excited to see Marab fight. I think I doubted him in the Umar fight. That was my birthday weekend. And you guys were saying, you and Parker were saying that like, no, dude, Marab's got this. I didn't believe that,
Yeah.
and he did. Even though I saw him in person at the Intuit Dome, I should have read the signs. All right, Richie, one more.
So I was looking at the rankings and I was shocked that Towson Texera is not ranked.
Oh,
And so I want to see him versus Gaziev, both in the heavyweight, both kind of feel like I mean after that
wow,
knockout
dude.
from Texera, that was dirty. Quick. I mean, he looks like he's got the length, he's got the height, he's got the weight. I would love to see him fight Gaziev, who I feel like has been one of the best up and comers in the like that lower echelon of the heavyweights. So I think that'd be a
Scary
fun one to
dude, man.
watch. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Heavyweight's so funny, but yeah, that's another one too that's kind of just tied up, and they're all just fighting each other. Um,
Dude, I read yesterday that the heavyweight division has the least amount of fighters in the UFC.
I think
I
30.
believe that. Yeah,
Like, yeah, it's like 30 something.
Hmm.
I feel like there's only ever like maybe one or two on a card these days too. Like if you see like 3 or 4 heavyweight fights, that's like holy crap. But it's usually
Yeah.
featherweight, lightweight, welterweight. Like, yeah, I feel like light heavyweight might be light too. But I could be wrong.
I would agree with that. I would agree with
Um,
that.
yeah. All right, Shay.
I will go with a female fight. Let's get Amanda Nunes and Kayla Harrison.
Oh, yes.
Whoa,
Yes.
nice, man.
Let's make it happen.
The
Let's make it happen.
lioness. I like
Let's
it.
make it. Amanda's been out of the game for a little bit, but I don't think it's any question. She's probably the GOAT, right? I mean,
Right.
she's probably the best woman fighter of all time. Um, And Kayla Harrison is, I mean, dude, her last couple fights, she's just dominated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
And
excited to watch
I
her
think,
again.
I think they've kind of been eyeing each other, from a distance for a little bit now. Let's make it happen.
I like it. Yeah, wow. No, yeah, I like that. They're about the same age too. I think I saw 36,
Yeah.
34.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
Amanda's, you got to come back. Do you think we'll see Amanda Nunes or John Jones fight next? Definitely not Conor McGregor.
John Jones.
John Jones, probably.
I just yeah. Hopefully that doesn't get tied up. Hopefully they make that. I think they got to make that announcement soon. They can't wait.
I feel like it's
they were
coming after
teasing
this
it.
next one.
They were teasing it during Christmas time, and like I don't know.
But something tells me maybe they do that International Fight Week.
Yeah, maybe.
That's what I saw.
Dude, because I feel like John's only going to either fight in Vegas or maybe New York.
I think John was supposed to be with Stipe International Fight Week last year. Then they
He
moved
was.
it to New York.
He was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or was it going to be McGregor Chandler? I think that was supposed to be.
That was an international. Well, John fought Cyril Gane in International Fight Week 2 years ago.
Oh, I thought that was like a February.
No, I don't.
It's hard to tell. Yeah. No, I like that. I like that. Amanda Nunes, Kayla Harrison. All right. My final one. Gosh, it's between two, but I'm gonna go with lightweight again. This is another one that's just fun, and I do feel bad for Moicano because that was kind of a tough situation. He did step in against Islam, but I like Renato Moicano. He's made me a lot of money. But I'd like to see Moicano fight Michael Chandler. Just because, I mean,
Okay.
and Michael Chandler, I will never root for him, but he does always put on a good fight. I'll never root for him, but I'll always watch his fights. And I think, yeah, both those guys cause chaos. Both, like, kind of could, again, yeah, make a little bit of a run to the title if you string together a couple wins. So that could have implications. And, yeah, I mean, Chandler can't wait around for McGregor. And I don't think guys want to fight him. Like, Poirier doesn't want to.
Yeah.
I don't think Gaethje wants to.
Gaethje Chandler would be super fun too, though, for like a BMF type.
All right, boys. Well, that's pretty much it. Anything else? Is there any shows, any movies that you'd like to recommend to the audience if they haven't seen blank? They should see it. What's a deep cut that you, off the top of your head, that you're like, ooh, people need to see this if they haven't?
The Dexter prequel series was actually really good.
Really?
I never finished. Do I have to be able to finish the original one?
I would, and honestly, I would watch the sequel series first too.
Oh wait, there's two?
There's a sequel series that came out like last year, and then the prequel series just came out.
What's the prequel series
Oh.
called?
I think Dexter Original Sin.
They should call it Young Dexter.
They should have. That'd been awesome.
Young Dexter. Oh, jeez. Shay, did you ever see? You did see Deadpool and Wolverine? Both of you saw it, right?
I did.
Yeah.
I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah. See, like that was.
Did you ever see it, Dylan?
Yeah, I
I've seen
saw
it a
it.
few times now.
That was like a worth seeing, Marvel movie. But it also did feel like, oh, it's over. To me, I was like, this puts a cap on everything. Like I don't know. It was one last hurrah, one last laugh.
Dude, I just hate going to the movies, dude, because I go to South Point and then I'm like, fuck.
I mean, dude, if I had blackjack tables near my screening, dude, you know what's funny is the movie The Brutalist, the one that's like got a bunch of nominations.
Hey, is it that good?
I mean, it's just like it's an epic, it's a big story, and it's it's an Oscar movie, so it's heavy, so it's not like a ton of fun to watch. But they have a 15.
Dude, they said
there's a 15-minute intermission. Can you imagine being at the South Point?
What?
You would never.
Oh, hey, I'm not going back.
Dude, it's 15 minutes. Like literally, it shows because it's a story of an immigrant architect, and it's like a photo of his family, and there's just a timer that says 15 minutes because the movie is 3 hours and 47 minutes, I believe.
Dang.
And I spent a Friday there. I went to an 11:30 showing, and I think I walked out at 3:30.
That's great. Hey, they said it's gonna be. They compared it to like this generation with Godfather. Is that crazy?
That's crazy to me. I mean, yeah, that's crazy to me. But that's hard to say about anything. There's just definitely some. There's definitely some unique storytelling there, but I don't know. Story didn't quite hit for me. Very long. Not very Manchester by the Sea. Doesn't hit
Not
super
very
hard.
Manchester.
All right. Well, that'll be it then. Boys, thanks for logging on, for doing this.
Yes, sir.
We'll get Cody
Hey,
back
wish me
in the
luck in
mix.
New Orleans.
We'll
Wish me luck in New Orleans.
stay dry, bring a towel, bring a couple from the hotel, wherever you go.
I'm gonna need it.
Richie, we're going to be back next week, Richie. We are going to be doing our Survivor predictions next weekend. Shout out John Rocker, a Survivor contestant in the news this week. I love it when shout out Johnny Fairplay. Should we give a little rest in peace moment there to
R.I.P.
Johnny Fairplay's grandmother? Dude, honestly, RIP to a legend. Did you see Richie in the TMZ article? Because I think TMZ broke it. He gave a quote that said, my grandmother would have loved to see me on The Traitors or on, and then he listed like a whole bunch of popular reality shows that are on right now. Like he's trying to get picked up, and I'm like, that's the most Johnny Fairplay thing I've ever seen. But
Hey, did he win that season, Johnny Fairplay?
No, he got to the very, very end, and in my opinion, maybe should have won, but it went to Sandra.
The Queen.
That's a great season. That's season 7. That's Pearl Island, I believe, or Pearl. Yeah,
it's Pearl Island. Yeah,
Pearl Islands. Yeah, that's a great original season. One of the best. But yes, John Rocker. Is there any other? Oh, Mike White. The beginning of White Lotus comes on this Sunday. Yeah, dude.
And that's this Sunday.
This Sunday, yeah. SNL 50 is also this Sunday. So.
And what are they doing for that?
I mean, they're just bringing everyone
show?
back. Do you remember when they did SNL 40? SNL 40 was crazy. I still watch clips from that. But yeah, they're just bringing like every host, every cast member, yada, yada, yada. A lot of self-indulgent stuff. But I'll probably check it out. All right.
We're going to be watching that, Richie?
Hell no.
Yeah, they'll probably, they might have like 7 different Trumps come out, and like, then it'll just be celebrating Trump. So it's like, jokes on them. Exactly. All right. Well, be sure to like, subscribe, comment below. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Richie, get that.
Later, guys.
Be looking at the roster.